Hi friends, this is Selvijay here. Welcome to my networking channel. Hope all are doing good. And today the topic I am going to discuss about how to configure VRRP in a Fortigate firewall. So VRRP is a virtual router redundant protocol or a gateway redundant protocol in which one will be elected as a master or the primary router and other will be elected as a backup router or the secondary router. So it is one of the gateway redundant protocol. So whenever the master goes down, automatically backup will take over the active role. So that is the purpose of VRRP or a gateway redundant protocol. So in this particular architecture, I have connected two firewall. Both are FortiGate firewall 1 and 2. So in which the firewall 1 will be elected as a master router. Always the firewall 1 will elect as a master, with the firewall with the highest priority will be elected as a master, and with the next highest priority will be elected as a backup. Okay, so whenever the master goes on, automatically the traffic will be forwarded to the backup. So that is the purpose of VRRP, and the VRRP is a standard base in which the VRRP advertisement always sent at 1 second interval. So that is the purpose of VRRP. So in this particular architecture, I connected two FortiGate firewall 1 and 2 a non-manageable switch. Okay, so both have a physical interface IP. One is 192.168.1.2, which will be elected as a master, and 1.3 will be elected as a backup, and both will communicate using a VIP IP, what we call it as 192.168.1.1. And to this non-manageable switch, I connected to a PC. Okay, so now let us go ahead and configure the VRRP. Okay, so this particular physical firewall I am going to configure with the IP address 1.2 and 1.3. So both are port 1. I am going to assign with the physical interface IP. Then under this particular port 1, I am going to configure the VRRP. Okay, so let us go to the first firewall and let us do the basic configuration. So go to config system interface, edit port 1. So this is for configuring the specific interface port. Okay, and the port 1, and I'm going to change it to a static mode, and because I'm going to assign a static IP. Okay, so the mode will be static. So go to the first firewall, set mode is static, and set IP is 192.168.1.2/24, and then let us allow only ping access. So under this particular thing, I am going to configure the VRRP. So where I am going to configure the VIP IP plus the priority and also the VIP group number. That is a VRRP group number. So these are three parameters I am going to configure. Okay. So now config VRRP edit. This is nothing but the virtual router identifier. Let us give it as 10. Now let us set the VIP IP. VRIP is 192.168.1.1, and now we have to set the priority. So priority, let us set it as, so default will be 100. I am going to set it like 200. So the range is like 1 to 255. And now let us set the group number. VRGRP, let us set it as 10. And now let us save the configuration. So it's pretty simple, right? Show system interface port 1. So what are things we have configured is physical interface IP under this port 1, and under this particular port, the hierarchy I have configured the VRRP. So these three parameters I have set: config VRRP, VRRP identifier, and followed by the group number and the VIP IP. So these are things we have configured. So now let us configure the backup interface. Okay, so that means I'm going to configure the backup firewall with this physical interface is 1.3. Then I'm going to configure the VIP IP under VRRP hierarchy. Okay, so let us go to the second firewall, config system interface, edit port 1, and then let us change the mode to static mode. Set the IP as 192.168.1.3/24. Okay, and now set the allow access. Allow access is ping I'm going to allow. And now I'm going to, under this particular thing, I'm going to configure VRRP with this VIP IP. And I'm not going to configure any priority. Why? Because this I'm going to set it to default. That means automatically it will take the default priority as 100. So this will be elected as a backup, and this will be elected as a master router. Okay. So config VRRP. Okay. Edit 10. Now let us set the VIP IP. VRIP is 192.168.1.1. Set the group as 10. Only these two parameters I am going to set. Now let us save the configuration and let us view the configuration. Show system interface, port 1. Okay, so you're able to see the IP is 1.3 and the physical interface IP is 1.3, VIP IP is 1.1, and the priority, default priority, will take it as 100. These are the parameters. So now let us check the VRRP status on both the master and the backup firewall. Let us go to the first one. The command is get router info VRRP. So you are able to see this is elected as a master. Okay, VRRP master, and the VIP IP is 1.1, priority is 200, and the state is master. Oh, you are able to see, right? And the virtual identifier is 10, and the preempt by default, the preempt feature is enabled in case of VRRP because VRRP is standard based and also preempt is enabled. So after testing this, let us now test the preempt feature also for this VRRP. Okay. So now let us go to the second firewall, execute the command get router info VRRP. So this is elected as a backup router, backup firewall, and this is elected as a primary is elected as a master. Okay. So now we're able to understand. So now let us check the physical interface. Let us do a ping to the physical IP 1.2, 1.3 and the VIP IP. So how to check is execute ping 192.168.1.1. I am able to reach 1.2. I am able to reach and 1.3. So 1.2 is master, 1.3 is backup, and 1.1 is VIP IP. Similar way, 192.168.1.1. This I am pinging from the backup 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. I am able to reach, right? So now let us do a ping from this particular PC to all this interface IP 1.2, that is master, and 1.3 and VIP IP. So let us go to the PC. So this is the IP assigned 1.4, and the default gateway will be always the VIP IP, not this particular IP. It should be always the VIP IP. Okay, that is a virtual IP. Now let us do a ping. So ping 192.168.1.1, 1.2 I am able to reach, and 1.3. So now you are able to see how we can configure the VRRP, in which one is elected as a master with the highest priority and the second highest priority is elected as a backup. Okay, so this will be set to the default priority, that is 100. So now let us test the preempt feature. So what is preemption is whenever the master goes down, backup will take over the master role. Okay. So after some time, when the master comes up again, automatically it will restore its master status. Okay, that is the purpose of preemption. So now let us test the preemption feature. So what I'm going to do, instead of shutting down this physical interface, I'm going to disable the VRRP in master. Automatically you can see now backup will take over the master role. So let us now test it. Okay, how to test it is go to the hierarchy config system interface, edit port 1. Okay, edit port 1 and go to config VRRP, edit 10. This is the hierarchy, edit 10. Now let us set the status as disable. So that's a command is that set status disable will disable the VRRP. Okay, so set status disable, and now let us save the configuration. So now you can see here get router info VRRP. You are not able to see because I have disabled the VRRP in particular firewall 1, that is master. So automatically this backup will take over the active role. So this will become the master. That is the secondary firewall or the backup firewall will become the master. So let us go here. So get router info VRRP. You are able to see previously it was in backup. Now it becomes a master. Okay. So that is the purpose of preemption. By default, the preemption is enabled. So now let us now re-enable this particular VRRP. Now it will restore its operation. So this will be converted as master, and this will be taken as a backup role. Okay. So let us go here. So config, this is config system interface, edit port 1. This is the hierarchy you have to follow. Config VRRP, edit the identifier, VRRP identifier, set status enable. So now immediately, automatically what happen? This will restore its master role and this will restore its backup role. Let us go here. Okay. So get router info VRRP, that's a command, right? So now you're able to see this is converted as a master, and previously this was in master role. So this you can see it will be converted into a backup role. So that is the purpose of preemption. So I hope you enjoy this video. What are things we have done is, so first we have configured this particular firewall 1 and 2 with the physical interface IP 1.2 and 1.3, and under this particular port 1 I configured with the VRRP. So config VRRP, edit the VRRP identifier, then I will set the VIP IP and the priority thing, that is always higher than the default priority. So this will be highlighted as a master and this will be highlighted as a backup router. And the second thing what we have done is we have tested the VRRP preemption feature. And that's all about this video. I hope you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Thanks and have a wonderful day. Thank you.